Bishop O'Dowd High School's Tierra Robinson-Jones and St. Mary's Callie Hatcher both won 2 individual events in the prestigious Sacramento Meet of Champions Invitational Division on April 28 at American River College. She was named the female track athlete of the meet. Hatcher swept the girls' horizontal jump competitions, winning the triple jump and long jump. Robinson-Jones won the 400 meters by more than 2 seconds with an outstanding time of 53.15 seconds. The old record was 53.23 set by Deer Valley's Chizoba Okodogbe in 2010. The meet has been in existence for 38 years. Robinson-Jones' time also leads the state in that event by more than 1.5 seconds, according to DieStat.com. In addition to her 400 victory, Robinson-Jones took first in the 200 by a whopping .77 with a time of 24.18. Teammate Cheslyn Gibbs was fourth, 25.62, and St. Mary's Sophia Alexander was sixth, 25.74, in the fast race. The O'Dowd 400 relay team of Robinson-Jones, Candice Blacksher, Gibbs and Jordan Jones was victorious in 47.61, winning that race by .81 seconds. St. Mary's team of Hatcher, Alexander, Janelle Ingram and Sophia Bailey was fourth in 48.84. Hatcher was dominant in the triple jump, winning by more than 1.5 feet. Her wind-aided winning jump of 42 feet, 3.5 inches occurred on her 5th and final attempt. She took the lead to stay on her first jump with a 41.5 mark. Hatcher's winning mark ranks second in the state for all conditions, according to DieStat.com. Only Silver Creek San Jose's Ariana Fisher has a better mark, 42.9. In the long jump, Hatcher trailed in the first round after Kimball Trassis Sousa jumped 18-0. But Hatcher soared 18-4.5 against a 2.2 meter per second headwind on her second attempt, the best mark of the competition. In the boys' competition, St. Mary's sophomore Malcolm Clemens won the long jump with a leap of 23-3.5. That leap, occurring against a 2.1 meter per second headwind, was on his second attempt. He had a 23-2.5 mark on his third attempt, and no one else in the competition surpassed 23 feet. Natomas Sacramento's Deandra McDaniel was second with a mark of 22-2.25. Clemens was also third in the triple jump with a mark of 44-10.25 on his final attempt. There were a number of other local athletes who placed in the top 6 in the invitational session. Piedmont's Reese Proctor was second in the boys' 800 with a great time of 1 minute 53 seconds and 8 milliseconds. Davis's Juan Zarate Sanchez won in 1 minute 52 seconds and 78 milliseconds. Alameda's Ramir Smith placed third in the boys' 100 with a wind-aided time of 10.90. St. Mary's girls' 1,600 relay team of Bailey, Alexander, Jordan Cornett and Hatcher were also third with a time of 3 minutes 55 seconds and 90 milliseconds. Alameda's Lauren Lum was fourth in the girls' 3,200 with an impressive time of 10 minutes 49 seconds and 15 milliseconds. El Cerrito's Kaya Johnson placed sixth in the girls' 100, 12.70, and Skyline's Eleanor Wickstrom was also sixth in the girls' 1,600, 5 minutes 5 seconds and 25 milliseconds. Baseball. Alameda and Berkeley split their series last week in a battle between the first and second place teams in the West Alameda Country Conference Foothill League standings. In the opener on April 25, Alameda scored both of its runs in the bottom of the 5th inning in a 2-0 victory. But Berkeley handed the Hornets their first loss of the season 2 days later, as the Yellow Jackets produced 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning and proceeded to win 3-1. Max Joseph hit a double and drove in 2 runs for Berkeley, which had only 3 hits in the game. Zachary Tollerman drove in the Yellow Jackets' other run, and teammate Michael Dixon was 1 for 3 with a run scored. Berkeley's Justice Perezo Caceres pitched 6 innings of 3-hit ball, and teammate Benjamin Seashore Hobson added a hitless inning in the victory. Berkeley improved to 7-2 in Foothill League play, while league-leading Alameda fell the 1st of January 10 in Foothill action. Both teams also played non-division games on April 28. Alameda bounced back with a 4-1 victory over Concord to improve to the 1st of January 17 overall. Berkeley edged Hayward 2-1 in 8 innings to improve to 16-4 overall. Bishop O'Dowd played 3 games in 3 days last week and went 2-1 as it entered this week with a 12-9 overall record and 6-5 Foothill League mark. On April 24, Will Shearer drove in 2 runs and teammate Luke Bitzler was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored in the Dragons' 5-3 win over San Lorenzo. O'Dowd came back from a 3-1 deficit to tie the game with 2 runs in the 4th inning, then scored 2 more in the 5th. The next day, Arroyo scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to beat Bishop O'Dowd 7-4. Ditzler was 2 for 3 with a run scored, and Liam Rizzo also had 2 hits in the loss. However, the Dragons exploded for 11 runs on April 26 and needed every one of them in an 11-10, 8-inning victory over Arroyo. Matthias Haas was 3 for 4, including a double, with 2 RBI, and teammate Mays Washington also had 3 hits and 3 runs scored for O'Dowd. Shearer was also 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Encinal swept Mount Eden to lead the WACC Shoreline League entering this week with a 7-4 mark, the first of May 13 overall. In a 9-2 victory over the Monarchs on April 25, the Jets produced 15 hits. Osiris Johnson was 3 for 5, including a double, with 3 runs scored and an RBI for Encinal. Teammate Ricky Marquez was 2 for 5, including a triple, with a run scored and 2 RBI. Tristan Good, Alex Olays, John Addis's and Jaden Taylor all had 2 hits for the Jets in the win. 2 days later, Addis's pitched a 2-hit shutout with 5 strikeouts in a 3-0 victory. He also led his team with 3 hits, and had an RBI along with Mason Liag. Piedmont won all 3 of its games last week to start this week with a 1st of July 12 overall record and 7-5 mark in the Shoreline League. On April 24, Carson Gerhardy drove in 2 runs and both Owen Levinson and Dylan Scove had 2 hits in a 5-1 victory over St. Patrick Street. Vincent. Then the Highlanders bolted out to a 9-0 lead the next day on their way to a 15-2 win over host Hayward. Piedmont had 19 hits, including 2 apiece from Matthias Haggerty, E.J. Chung, Levinson, Scove, Lucas Dare, Julian Turner, Joe Sassy and Paul Woolcott. The Highlanders completed the sweep of Hayward with a 9-4 victory on April 27. Gerhardy was 2 for 2, including a double, with 2 RBI. Sassy also had a double, 2 runs scored and 3 RBI. El Cerrito won 2 out of 3 games against Pinole Valley last week to enter this week with a 7-3 Tri-County Athletic League record and 15-5 overall mark. On March 24, the Gauchos scored 4 runs in the top of the 4th inning on their way to a 6-4 victory. Connor Robertson hit 2 doubles and scored 2 runs for El Cerrito, and teammate Jacob Rossi was 2 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBI. Dungelo Fleetwood and Oscar Vargas also had 2 hits for El Cerrito in the victory. The next day, El Cerrito managed only 3 hits in a 3-1 loss to Pinole Valley. But on April 27, the Gauchos had a pair of 4-run innings in a 9-5 win over Pinole Valley. Fleetwood slammed a home run and drove in 3 runs, and teammates Isaac Sloan and Red Zeus both had triples and 2 RBI. Henry Degnan also drove in 2 runs. Vargas and Rossi both had 2 hits in the win. At press time, St. Joseph Notre Dame was in a 3-way tie for first in the Bay Counties League East with a 3-1 record, 10-7 overall. The Pilots scored a total of 26 runs in a sweep of College Prep last week. In an 11-2 victory on April 24, Tomas Dumont was 2 for 3, including a double, with a run scored and 3 RBI. James Republicano and Hudson Henai also had doubles and scored a total of 3 runs in the win. Then St. Joseph Notre Dame's Joseph Boyden fired a 2-hitter with 11 strikeouts and no walks in a 15-0 win over the Cougars. Michael Camplain slammed a home run and was 3 for 3 in the game with 3 runs scored and 2 RBI. Ian Joyce was 2 for 2, including a double, with a run scored and 3 RBI. Republicano, Davis Stewart and Ryan Jawad also drove in 2 runs for the Pilots in the victory.